Good morning. It is Sunday, July 19th. I got up and discovered that the system is still converting the Windwaker files from yesterday. But it's nearly done. 13 videos is quite a bit to convert, but it's almost done. In fact, it'll be done by the time church is over. Church starts in like 5 or 10 minutes. Of course, I am going to be joining online. They're still, of course, hosting it online. I mean, they got all set up to do it when we had to stop having service in the building. So now for people either like me that need to stay, need to isolate per regulations, or other people that just feel more comfortable isolating, they're just continuing to offer it online.
Yeah, it's not even a bad thing all the time. But if I'm missing the thing, Exodus 20 verse 3 says, "You shall have no other gods before me." First commandment.
And the message today was about basically not letting things, whether that's physical objects or things, people, events, whatever, just not letting things come before God. Which is one of those ones that's like, well, yeah, duh. But also when you're not thinking about it, in life, it's just far too easy to let it happen. It's like you have to make a deliberate effort for that to not happen. So yeah, fun message. Sad I couldn't go, but at least they are doing it all online, so I don't have to miss out. Yesterday I recorded a lot of Windwaker. Today I would like to record a fair bit of Skyrim. Now I am not going to be able to record as much Skyrim as I did Windwaker yesterday. Reason being, Windwaker, the file sizes is about a third of Skyrim. And so with that being the case, the Elgato takes the video and does what it needs to do to save the file in less than a minute after I've finished recording. Whereas it takes it at least as long as the time I spent recording, sometimes longer, for the Skyrim videos. Which means that after 1 to 3 episodes are recorded, I have to sit and wait for a couple hours and let it process things. Which, okay, so that takes longer. That means I'm not going to be able to get as much done right here from the start. Ideally, I'll get 6, but more practically, I hope I at least get 3. But I can get some of those done. I'm going to want to eat. I don't know if I want to start cooking before or after. I also, of course, I have some videos I could edit for the tabletop gaming channel. And I did get these boxes from the Container Store, which will let me organize some of this, because this is a mess. Like, that's an animal. That's a monster. That's a person. They're just all piled on top of each other. No, I started with organization in there, but at this point I have just over 300 miniatures. And not enough space for all of them, so organization's kind of gone out the window now. So more space, better organization. But I think the goal will be to get finished PlayStation 4. I haven't turned it on in a couple months, so it had an update to do. But I think the goal will at least be to get the first Skyrim video recorded, because that way it can start its processing while I'm beginning to do other stuff. So gonna do some Skyrim. And I got an episode of Skyrim made and made some buffalo chicken dip. So I'm I guess have breakfast here just after noon. And then I'll go in and I'll record another couple. But at this point, at least it's working on processing. So, computer's doing something. And after eating, I got 2 more episodes of Skyrim. Now those are processing, so that's 3 today, which is kind of what I wanted for my minimum. That'll at least get me through September on the video game channel. I'd like to be further ahead, but that's at least a good spot. And it's enough further that I can, if that's all I get done today, at least it helps me with focusing on my other, on my gaming channel beyond that. But while those are processing, and I'm thinking maybe at some point I will manage to get another few recorded. We'll see. I'm going to come over and, like I said, work on these. All of these things up here, some of them are big, some are small and can actually fit in drawers, and they just ended up out for one reason or another. But the big ones, I'm going to just put up here, get out of the way. That might be where they live for a little while. That's fine. Because this shelf is getting another layer of drawers. That's what I bought. So, stuff that doesn't fit in the drawers has to go away. Currently, this drawer is Dwarven Forge, and that's going to stay that way. This little drawer is Spell Effects, and that's going to stay that way. This one, I don't know. I am, in a month or so, going to end up with more Dwarven Forge, and I'm going to need another drawer for it. Part of me wants to just save that for when that happens. I'll see. I have quite a few new drawers to add, so we'll get them in. We'll see what we can organize. It'll be fun. And I've decided to do this out here and laid out the drawers. That way I can watch Critical Role. Also, I mean, as I started just putting the drawers down there, I was feeling my back, and I'm like, ooh, I can't just be bent over that whole time. But I did get them all put in. And basically, in order to span the length of the shelf, it's 2 big ones and one of the little bitty ones, which I can replace 2 big ones with, or one of the big ones with 2 of the medium ones, to vary things up. And sort of the decision is to stagger it as I go up so that I never have the seam directly above another seam. Now, I did notice there's some give from the weight here. Now, obviously, when the drawers are in, that drawer helps hold up the top. It gives it more structure. That helps. That will help. So it should be fine. But I don't think I'm ever going to go more than 3 of the drawer sets, and then I'll do a wooden shelf, and then can do more as needed, because eventually I should be going further up. Eventually I should have to have my own smaller shelf for the cards, and these notes can, like these notes, just sort of be stuffed off to the side. And that's exciting, because that'll mean I have more stuff. More toys to play with, yay. I did decide to leave the, this drawer is not going to get minis, because I have terrain, spell effects, and this is going to be more terrain, because I'm getting the more Dwarven Forge. But also, in the meantime, I ended up, after opening up my jungle shrine, just putting it back in the box, because I have nowhere to put it. That's terrain, so that can go in there, right? So I'll end up putting that in there at some point. But that basically leaves me with these drawers to play with, to try and organize some things. These were stuff that wasn't in a drawer at all, otherwise everything was in one of these 3 drawers, to which I have almost you know, shy of one of the little ones. Almost doubled the amount of space. So, I'm gonna start organizing. And there we go. None of them are piled so much on top of each other now. I have, like, people, whether NPCs or player characters, whatever. I guess some are piled on top of each other. This one ended up being dungeon kind of monsters. And by the end, I guess I wanted to fit them all in, so I did pile some. Oh well, for the most part. This one's a bit of a mixed bag. We got whatever from like gnolls and orcs and troll and werefolk and elemental creatures and ogres, and then the weird giants, which I might end up using as like ogres because they're not D&D giants, they're like magic. One of them's a Pathfinder giant, which I don't know what I would ever use it for, but still. Then we got construct-like things. This one is fiendish. This one over here is undead in the front and plants in the back, because I do have a corpse flower that is kind of both. This one has animals and people riding animals and just the other stuff. So I got all these, and now I have to carefully balance them while walking them in and putting them in their place. And I got all of them moved into place with no issues. It looks so neat and tidy. Yeah, that shelf is still up there, and that shelf now looks like a mess. But this shelf, it just looks so neat and tidy. I like it. And I mean, to some extent, yeah, it's nice to have things like that. The biggest help, and I may move the location of which drawer is where, but this drawer is the biggest. I need an NPC. Someone helping him in battle. Is it human or close to? Well, there's some guards right around here, some nobles and townsfolk, more adventuring guys moving further back. Back to specific named people in the very back. I got dwarves and elves, goblins and bugbears, weirder things. I mean, they're all kind of grouped into little categories and things to help me be able to quickly and easily find someone. That being said, that drawer is almost full, and I certainly hope over time to get a lot more minis. So I am definitely thinking, like, long term, is this the best storage? Probably not. Probably need something long term that will store more. Now, long term, is this going to have been a waste of money? I don't think so. I think, at the very least, for something that is right beside me, this is a great form of storage. But I think long term, I would want probably to have an external drawer somewhere else that I store minis in, and then just sort of house things nearby me in drawers like these. I don't know. We'll figure out over time. I have, for the longest time, used pawns and whatever, flip mats and stuff, 3D terrain, 3D minis. It's still considerably new to me, but it's so pretty. I mean, even just that. I have that shelf set up as kind of a little diorama that I just leave there, and occasionally things will change, which is nice. As a kid, I had shelves, and I'd use like fishing line to hang up guys that fly and things like I would set up little dioramas on my shelves with my action figures. It's just something I've always liked to do. I decorate like that. It's cool. It's pretty. Also, on a practical side, I have occasionally snuck in guys there that I want to have at the ready if I might need them, and then I can just reach over into the diorama and pull out a figure that they got in, they settled down to game, it was right next to them, and they don't even look at it. But the couple episodes of Skyrim. One of them looks like it's finished. I have one that's still processing and almost done, and then I'll record a bit more. And I recorded one more episode of Skyrim, and I'm done. I'd hoped to get at least another one or two done. But that's 4 episodes for today. And I'm done. Like as I finish this one, I save things and I get ready for the next, and I'm just like, I don't want to do this. And so if I'm not having fun with it, I need to just stop. I played a lot of video games yesterday. Played Zelda all day. And so today is really all of it's just kind of been trying to push through, get a little more done. Trying to push through for the sake of getting this stuff out for the channel. And at this point I've just realized, no, I need to stop. Also at this point I'm in the middle of one of the Dwarven Ruins dungeons. And the sound design in that game is fantastic. One of the things I have learned in doing, like, recording video games, is how great some video games' sound design is. Because I'm wearing headphones. If you really want to appreciate the sound design on a video game, wear headphones. I cannot stress that enough. Little nuances that I would never pick up having played games time and again. All of a sudden, the sound, like the rhythmic sound of gears and the pistons in the Dwarven Ruins, are just terrifying. It's got me on edge. And that's a big part of why I got the point of I'm having to push through and make myself play this to I'm not having fun when I am pushing through and making myself play this, is because it's got me on edge. But I am working towards main story stuff. I want to push further towards main story stuff for 2 reasons. One, I want to push far enough that I can get the shout that lets me tell a dragon to get down here so I can fight it with my sword. Because I'm sick of dragons just flying around, avoiding fighting me. I'm like, either let's fight or fly away. I don't want to just deal with because I've had so many times where either episodes go long or half of an episode, 15 minutes, is just spent sort of standing in a town, just sort of waiting on the dragon to decide to land so I can fight the stupid thing. So I want to get to the point in the main story, at the very least, where I get that shout. But also, I'm not intending to 100% the game. I think that was just episode 90 that I just recorded. I'm thinking I might start pushing forward just with the idea of let's be able to wrap this up when I want to. I mean, I still have a lot to do. Still have a big chunk of the main quest. I still have the Civil War conflict that I haven't even officially picked a side for yet. I still have things to build on my house. I also at least want to do one of the DLCs. Yeah, so there's things to do yet, but I'm thinking probably start pushing towards being able to end it. So at some point. I don't want it to go on forever. Right now, I'm wiped out. Too much video games. I can't just do that all the time, man. I ain't a kid anymore. Taxes my brain, you know? I think I'm gonna heat up some more of that buffalo chicken dip. Watch some more Critical Role. That'd be nice. And I was hoping after eating that I would feel up to trying to accomplish something, even if not more Skyrim, I don't know, maybe tidying things up in the kitchen or whatnot. But I don't. I laid down for a while after it, and I finally got myself back up to tidy things up enough to get ready for bed. And with an hour and a half until bedtime, I think I'm going to aim just to pull things together and go to bed early. Tomorrow will be the first time in nearly 2 weeks that I actually start work at my normal schedule. For almost the last 2 weeks, I've gotten up, but then just relaxed around the place for a couple hours. So, probably gonna want to make sure that I'm well rested for that, although it is a short day. Still, I don't know. Today wasn't as productive as I'd hoped, but my brain got all burned out, and I just had to stop and give up, and oh well. It is what it is. Thank you for joining me, and join me as my journey continues. Bye.